Starseed of Gaia, your vehicle is being recalibrated at the cellular level in this exact moment. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I bring you a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council. Starseeds, you woke up today with a strange sensation in your chest, didn't you? That feeling that something fundamentally changed. That different vibration in the air that you cannot explain to anyone because no one around you seems to feel the same. You look at people on the street, on social media, living their apparently normal lives, and an echoing question resonates in your being. How do they manage to be so satisfied with so little? How do they manage to be content with this superficial existence, with these empty goals, with these lives that seem to have no real purpose? That sensation you carry, that deep restlessness that has accompanied you since childhood, is not a problem. It is not a flaw in your human programming. This is exactly what should be happening. This is the Arcturian Council blinking at you across the centuries saying, "Wake up, remember, you are not like them. Because you are not an ordinary human. You are an Arcturian starseed. You were personally selected by the Arcturian Council eons ago, coded with instructions that sleep deeply in your DNA, waiting for the exact moment of awakening. And that moment, this critical moment, is now. In this exact instant as you read these words, hear this transmission, your body is receiving activation signals that will completely rewrite your understanding of who you really are. It is not coincidence that you found this message. It is not chance that your eyes are here. You were called. Your soul called this to itself because something deep within you, that part that never fully slept, knows that it is time to wake up. 7 generations ago, the Arcturian Council made a choice that would forever change the course of human history. They looked at Earth, at this transforming planet, at this civilization on the brink of collapse, and said something that echoed through all dimensions. We must send ours. We must send those who carry the purest frequency, those who can maintain light even in the densest darkness, those who can remain human while keeping their cosmic essence intact. You were chosen for this mission, not by chance, not by luck. You were personally selected by the Arcturian Council, coded with instructions that sleep in your DNA, waiting for the exact moment of awakening. But here is what no one told you, and this is crucial for you to understand now. Your mother did not know. Your parents did not know. Not even you knew consciously. Because the Arcturian Council needed you to live as human first, to feel the density of this 3-dimensional reality, to experience separation, loneliness, confusion, so that when the moment of activation came, you could be a true anchor of light, authentic, rooted in earthly experience. A transmitter who not only knows cosmic frequency, but also deeply knows human pain. A being who can translate the wisdom of the Arcturian Council into language that other humans can understand and feel. You are an Arcturian starseed, and your true mission is about to be revealed in this transmission. But before we continue, you need to understand something absolutely crucial. What you are about to hear is not just ordinary information. It is not just knowledge you can read in a book or learn in a class. This is a coded transmission, a vibrational key that will unlock memories you have stored in dimensions that your conscious mind cannot yet fully access. Some of you, starseeds, will feel this as an intense tingling in your spine. Others, as a profound sensation of coming home, as if you finally found the missing piece in a puzzle you have carried your whole life. Some will cry without knowing why, because the tears come from a place much deeper than rational mind can explain. This is completely normal. This is exactly what should be happening. This is the Arcturian source recognizing itself in you. The Arcturian source seeing its own reflection in your essence. When you feel this vibration, when you feel this resonance, you are feeling the truth. You are feeling the reality of who you really are beyond all masks, beyond all earthly programming, beyond all the amnesia that was necessary for your incarnation. So if you are ready to remember who you really are, to understand why you have always felt different, why you could never quite fit into this world, why you have always known that something greater was waiting for you. Continue with me on this journey. Because the Arcturian Council has a specific message for you today, a message that will change everything. Let me begin with the truth that will completely change your understanding of yourself. You are not an ordinary human. Your genetic structure was modified millions of years ago by the Arcturian source. Not through technology as you understand technology, not through machines or physical instruments, but through frequency engineering, through manipulation of light fields that rewrite the code of life at levels that earthly science is still light years away from understanding. The Arcturians did not come here to conquer this planet. They came to seed, to plant seeds of elevated consciousness on a planet that was on the brink of spiritual and material collapse. And these seeds, these starseeds that you are, were programmed with a very specific cosmic clock, a clock that is ticking now, a clock that marks the moment of your total activation. Have you noticed how certain numbers appear repeatedly in your life? Those numbers you see constantly, that seem to follow you wherever you go? 1111 on the clock, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5. These numbers are not coincidence. This is not your brain seeking patterns where none exist. This is the Arcturian Council blinking at you through reality. This is the Arcturian source speaking directly to you. I am here. I see you. You are on the right path. Keep moving forward. Every time you see these numbers, it is a confirmation that your activation is progressing, that the Arcturian Council is monitoring your progress, that you are exactly where you need to be in this moment. But there is much more happening than you can see with your physical eyes. Much more than your rational mind can process. When you were born, it was not just an ordinary baby who arrived in the world. It was a living antenna, a transmitter of cosmic frequency that was strategically implanted at a very specific point on the planet. Your birth location was not accidental. Your birth date was not random. Even the name your parents chose for you, that name you have carried since birth, carries a vibration that resonates deeply with your true Arcturian identity. The Arcturian Council knows this. The Arcturian source planned every detail with absolute precision. You spent years, perhaps entire decades, feeling profoundly out of place, feeling that something was fundamentally wrong with you, that you were broken, strange, inadequate, different in a way you could not explain. Your parents did not understand this difference. Your teachers did not understand. Your friends definitely did not understand. You looked at the people around you and constantly thought, how do they manage to be so normal? How do they manage to be content with so little? How do they not feel this emptiness, this hunger for something much greater, something that completely transcends mundane existence? Now you know why. Now you finally have the answer you have sought your whole life. Because you are not like them. You are an Arcturian starseed. You were programmed by the Arcturian Council to feel this difference. You were coded by the Arcturian source to never settle for less than your true cosmic magnitude. That sensation of inadequacy you have carried as a heavy burden for so long, that feeling of always being out of sync with the world around you, is not a burden. It is not a curse. It is a compass. It is the Arcturian Council whispering across the centuries, across all dimensions. Remember, remember, remember who you really are. And now it is time to remember completely. Now it is time to fully awaken. Now it is time to activate your Arcturian code. But here is what the Arcturian Council wants you to know at this critical moment in human history. There is a very specific reason why this transmission reached you today. There is a reason why your eyes are reading these words, your ears are hearing this voice, your soul is resonating with this frequency. Because you have reached a point of saturation. You have reached a point where ordinary life is no longer enough. Where the illusion has begun to crack and you can see through the fissures. Where you have begun to awaken from a sleep that lasted lifetimes. And the Arcturian Council is here now, in this moment, to accelerate that awakening exponentially. Because time is running out, not in a scary or apocalyptic way, but in an urgent and real way. Earth is at a critical inflection point. Humanity is at an inflection point. And Arcturian starseeds like you are being activated in mass, in unprecedented numbers, to serve as anchors of light during this planetary transition. You are not here just to live an ordinary life, to work, pay bills, grow old and die. You are here to transform the planet. You are here to be a catalyst for change. You are here to awaken others. But to do this, to fulfill your true mission, you must first completely remember who you really are. And that is exactly what the Arcturian Council will reveal to you now, in this sacred transmission. The Arcturian Council revealed through sacred channeling that there are 7 distinct and very well-defined phases of activation for starseeds. Each phase is a crucial stage of a process that was planned eons ago, long before you were born, long before you incarnated in this reality. Each phase is a key that opens the next door. Each phase is a step that brings you closer to your true identity. And you may be in any of them at this exact moment of your life. Perhaps you have already passed through some phases without even knowing you were in an activation process. Perhaps you are in the middle of a phase right now, feeling the intensity of transformation. Or perhaps you are about to enter a completely new phase. Everything begins with a profound sensation. A visceral sensation that you do not belong in this world. You look at the world around you and see people living lives that seem empty, pursuing goals that seem meaningless, seeking happiness in things that you know, deep in your being, will never satisfy. You feel a cosmic sadness that you cannot explain, a nostalgia for a place you have never consciously visited, but that you know deeply in your being, in your cells, in your essence. This is the Arcturian source beginning to communicate with you through emotions, through sensations, through a language that transcends words. In this phase, you may experience vivid and intense dreams. Dreams that seem more real than reality itself. Dreams where you are in cities of pure light, in starships of incomprehensible technology, in dimensions where physics works completely differently from what you know. You wake from these dreams with a sensation of longing so profound, so overwhelming, that you cry without knowing why. You wake with tears in your eyes and a sensation that you left something very important behind. This is not just a dream. This is memory. Arcturian memory. Memory of the Arcturian source flowing through you, trying to communicate with you. You may also begin to feel a sensation of urgency that grows with each day. An inner voice that constantly says, "There is something you need to do. There is something you need to remember. There is something you need to be." This voice is the Arcturian Council calling you back home, calling you back to your true identity. This voice is the Arcturian source saying, "Wake up, it is time, you are needed now." Once you begin to awaken, once you begin to feel this vibration of activation, the Arcturian Council begins to send very specific and very clear signals, synchronicities, coincidences that are so perfect, so precise, so impossible to be accidental, that you can no longer call them coincidences. You think of someone, and that person calls you at that exact moment. You see a specific number repeatedly, day after day. You meet the same person 3 times in 1 week in completely different cities. You read a book that seems to have been written specifically for you, with messages that speak directly to your situation. You hear a song that makes your entire body vibrate, that makes you cry, that makes you remember something you cannot name. These are the signatures of the Arcturian Council. These are the marks of the Arcturian source speaking directly to you. You are on the right path. Continue. You are reactivating yourself. You are waking up. In this phase, you also begin to notice very clear patterns in your life. You see how each challenge, each pain, each apparent failure was actually a necessary step in your activation journey. The Arcturian Council was orchestrating everything. The Arcturian source was guiding each movement, each encounter, each apparent coincidence. You begin to trust. You begin to believe that something much greater is happening, something that transcends your rational understanding. The ebook. The 12 Arcturian Portals is the trilogy that teaches you to activate your 5D connection with the Arcturian Masters through 12 energetic portals, practical techniques, activation protocols, and rituals that awaken your stellar DNA. From amplified intuition to direct communication with spiritual guides. But attention, limited edition. The link to purchase your trilogy is in the first pinned comment. Here is where things intensify exponentially. Here is where you begin to experience changes that you cannot explain rationally. In this phase, you begin to access knowledge that you have never formally learned. You know things you should not know. You understand complex concepts instantly, as if you already knew them deeply. You have insights that seem to come from nowhere, but that are profoundly true, profoundly real. You can solve problems that other people take months to solve. You can see solutions that no one else can see. This is the Arcturian Council activating your original blueprint. This is the Arcturian Source rewriting your genetic code, unlocking layers of knowledge that were sealed when you were born, that were put to sleep to allow your complete human incarnation. You may begin to have abilities you did not have before. You may become more intuitive, much more sensitive to the energies around you. You may become more capable of feeling the emotions of people around you, sometimes so intensely that it is almost overwhelming. You may begin to see auras. You may begin to hear messages from spiritual guides. You may begin to channel wisdom that is not yours, that comes from much higher dimensions. This is not insanity. This is not a hallucination. This is not a sign that you are having a mental crisis. This is activation. This is the Arcturian Source flowing through you, using your body as an instrument of expression. But here is what the Arcturian Council wants you to know at this critical moment. Not everyone around you will understand this. Some will be afraid. Some will try to pull you back to normalcy, to the safety of ignorance. Some will say you are having a mental crisis, that you need professional help, that you are losing your mind. Ignore them. They are not Arcturian starseeds. They do not carry the code. They cannot feel what you are feeling. They are sleeping and you are waking up. They are at a much lower frequency and you are rising to much higher frequencies. You are on the right path. The Arcturian Council is with you. The Arcturian Source is flowing through you. In this phase, you begin to integrate with your true multidimensional identity. You are not just a starseed. You are a being that exists simultaneously in multiple dimensions, multiple timelines, multiple realities. Your higher self, that part of you that exists in much higher dimensions, that has access to all cosmic wisdom, begins to descend, begins to merge with your earthly self. And when this happens, when this integration is complete, you experience a profound transformation that changes everything. You become more powerful, much clearer, much more authentic. You begin to radiate a frequency that profoundly affects the people around you. People begin to feel better near you, even if you are not doing anything specific. People begin to wake up near you. People begin to remember who they really are near you. You become a living transmitter of the Arcturian Source. You become an instrument of the Arcturian Council. In this phase, you also begin to understand your specific mission. Because each Arcturian starseed has a unique mission, very specific. You are not here just to exist, just to live an ordinary life. You are here to do something specific, to change something specific, to awaken someone specific. The Arcturian Council knows what your mission is. The Arcturian Source planned every detail with absolute precision. Now it is time for you to discover, to remember, to completely accept this mission. Here is where you begin to see the absolute perfection of the Arcturian Council's plan. Here is where everything begins to make sense. You realize that every moment of your life, every encounter, every challenge, every joy, every pain, was perfectly orchestrated. You see how everything connects. You see how you were placed exactly where you need to be, exactly when you need to be there. You begin to live in total synchronicity with the Arcturian source. You no longer need to plan obsessively. You no longer need to fight against the current. You just follow the signs. You just trust. And everything opens for you in a magical way. The right people appear in your life at the exact moment you need them. The right opportunities arise when you are ready to receive them. Doors open that you did not even know existed. Because you are finally aligned with your true path. You are finally living your true life. The Arcturian Council is orchestrating everything. The Arcturian source is flowing through you. You become a perfect instrument of manifestation. You become a conscious co-creator of your reality. In this phase, you realize something profound that completely changes your perspective. You realize that your awakening is not isolated. You realize that there are millions of Arcturian starseeds awakening simultaneously all over the planet. You realize that you are all connected through an invisible energetic network. You are all working together, even if you do not know each other personally. You are all part of a much larger plan, a plan that transcends individual understanding. And you begin to transmit, not through words, although words can be a vehicle, through your presence, through your frequency, through your authentic being. You become a beacon, an anchor of light, a transmitter of the Arcturian source. People around you begin to wake up, not because you are trying to wake them up, not because you are preaching or trying to convince them, but because your frequency is waking them up, because you are a fully activated Arcturian starseed and your vibration is contagious. The Arcturian Council is using you as an instrument of planetary transformation. You become part of a global awakening movement. This is the final phase, the phase where you become completely integrated, completely activated, completely aligned with your true Arcturian identity. In this phase, you are no longer seeking. You have already found. You are no longer questioning. You already know. You are no longer doubting. You already believe completely. You are an Arcturian starseed. You carry the code of the Arcturian source in every cell of your body. You are an instrument of the Arcturian Council. And you are here, at this critical moment in human history, to do exactly what you came to do. Your mission is no longer a mystery. Your life is no longer a confusion. Your purpose is no longer an unanswered question. You know who you are. And you are ready to be that completely, without fear, without hesitation. Before we continue, if this message ignited something within you and you feel the call to help carry it to other people, you can become a channel member. You will have access to personalized emojis and exclusive videos for members. Your donation helps us continue building this sacred space. Or leave your donation as super thanks. Every seed planted here becomes part of someone's miracle. Your support is not just financial, but an act of energetic amplification, a mystical justification for the donation. Every donation is reverted to channel maintenance, to generating new videos that continue awakening Arcturian starseeds all over the world. Now that you understand the 7 phases, it is important that you know how to recognize the signs that you are being activated. The Arcturian Council does not speak through conventional words. The Arcturian source communicates through a much older, much deeper language. You need to learn to recognize this language. You need to learn to hear the whisper of the Arcturian Council in every aspect of your life. Numbers are one of the clearest signs. When you see repeated number sequences, when you see 1111, when you see 222, when you see 333, you are receiving a direct message from the Arcturian Council. Each number has a specific meaning. 1111 means activation, means you are being called to awaken. 2 means balance, means you are finding harmony between your earthly self and your cosmic self. 3 means creativity, means you are beginning to manifest your true vision in the world. Dreams are another very important sign. When you have vivid dreams, when you have dreams that seem more real than reality, When you wake from a dream and can remember every detail, you are receiving transmissions from the Arcturian Council. These dreams are not random. These dreams are messages. These dreams are teachings. You are being trained in higher dimensions while your body sleeps. Synchronicities are perhaps the most obvious sign. When you think of someone and that person calls. When you need an answer and the answer appears in front of you. When you meet the right person at the right time. When everything seems to align perfectly. This is the Arcturian Council orchestrating your life. This is the Arcturian source opening doors for you. The more you recognize these signs, the more you thank them for, the more you trust them, the more they appear. You are in constant conversation with the Arcturian Council. You are in permanent communication with the Arcturian source. You may also begin to feel physical sensations that indicate activation. Tingling in your spine. Sensation of energy flowing through your body. Warmth in your third eye. Sensation of expansion in your chest. These are signs that your body is being recalibrated, that your chakras are being activated, that you are rising in frequency. Do not be afraid of these sensations. They are signs that you are progressing. They are signs that the Arcturian Council is working with you. Now we arrive at the most important point. Now we arrive at the moment when you need to completely understand what your mission is as an Arcturian starseed. Because you are not here just to awaken. You are here to do something. You are here to be something. You are here to change something. Your mission may be very specific or it may be broader. Perhaps you are here to be a healer. Perhaps you are here to be a teacher. Perhaps you are here to be an artist who transmits cosmic messages through your art. Perhaps you are here to be a leader who awakens entire communities. Perhaps you are here to be a parent who raises children with cosmic consciousness. Perhaps you are here to be a writer who shares truth with the world. Perhaps you are here to be a scientist who discovers technologies that elevate humanity. Perhaps you are here to be a simple transmitter of light, someone whose presence awakens others just by being near them. Whatever your specific mission is, the Arcturian Council already knows what it is. The Arcturian source has already planned every detail. You are beginning to remember now. You are beginning to feel the call. You are beginning to understand why you were placed exactly where you are, why you know the people you know, why you have the abilities you have. But here is what is absolutely crucial that you understand. Your mission is not just about you. Your mission is about the collective. Your mission is about planetary transformation. Every Arcturian starseed that awakens, every starseed that activates their code, every starseed that begins to transmit their frequency, contributes to the great awakening that is happening now on the planet. You are not alone on this journey. There are millions of Arcturian starseeds awakening simultaneously. There is a global network of light being activated. There is a movement of consciousness that is changing the planet, and you are part of this. You are an essential piece of this cosmic puzzle. You are necessary. You are important. You matter. The Arcturian Council wants you to know this now. The Arcturian Source wants you to feel this deeply. You are not an accident. You are not insignificant. You are an Arcturian starseed. You were chosen. You were coded. You were sent. And now it is time for you to act. Now it is time for you to accept your mission. Now it is time for you to begin transmitting your frequency. Now it is time for you to become who you really are. Leave an intention in the comments. Not a random question. A real intention. Something you want to activate in your life. Something you want to remember. Something you want to become. Because when you declare your intention, you place it in the energetic field. And the Arcturian Council hears. The Arcturian Source responds, "You are creating a bridge between you and cosmic wisdom. Share this message with someone you know is an Arcturian starseed, because there are people in your life who are waiting for this message. There are people who are ready to awaken. And you can be the catalyst. You can be the instrument through which this transmission reaches them. Subscribe to this channel. because this is not the end. This is just the beginning. There are more transmissions coming. There are more revelations. There are more activations. And you need to be here to receive them. The Arcturian Council has much more to share with you. The Arcturian Source has much more to reveal. You are an Arcturian starseed. And now it is time for you to shine. Now it is time for you to fully awaken. Now it is time for you to fulfill your cosmic mission. The Arcturian Council is with you. The Arcturian Source is flowing through you, and the entire universe is waiting for the light that only you can bring.